Welcome to the Fish North Georgia podcast, where we talk everything fishing here in North Georgia.
Make a cast over that brush pile and bring wolf packs of spotted bass up.
Georgia is blessed with so many of these electric-only lakes.
No, I didn't say that, Danny. Don't be
so,
speculating now.
All right, guys, we are back. So the Fish North Georgia podcast is back on. We've been gone for a while now, and
About a month now.
yes, a very long month. There's a reason.
Yep.
There is a reason. I am here with Josh on this episode, and we've got some important news to kind of break to you guys, and some stuff that means a lot to us. So we have been gone for a while, and we want to acknowledge what's going on in the world, and we realize the seriousness of it. One thing that we'd like to say is we hope everyone out there that listens to us is safe, that you haven't been sick. If you are sick, we hope you've recovered or are on the path to recovery. And a lot of you guys, we realize your businesses have been affected. We want to say we appreciate what you do, and then, of course, the people that are out there working and all this. So a lot going on, but definitely, guys, we hope everybody's well. And, you know, one of the things that we've noticed, we've talked about, is you still got the fish throughout this entire time.
That's been the one good thing.
That's right. That's been the one saving grace, I guess.
A little more time to fish.
One of the things I've noticed is people definitely taking advantage of the situation, and the parking lots have been full. You and I actually got to go to Hickory Log the other day.
Yeah.
We thought that we were getting there early, and there must have been 800 kayakers there already.
What was it,
before
like
us.
I don't even remember, Wednesday?
Yeah, it was Wednesday. It was
Wednesday, and there was 4,000 kayaks up there.
And there were 4,000 kayakers there by 8 a.m.
Yeah.
So we pulled in, and Josh made the comment. We drove separately. He goes, you know, like you pulled into the Disneyland parking lot. I think that's what you said. It was just
Yep.
crowded.
Yep.
So, but it is good that everybody's getting out, taking advantage of the time that they have to fish. So that's a good thing. But again, in all seriousness, we hope everyone that listens to us is well and are getting well. So we appreciate every one of you guys. One of the things we wanted to bring to light tonight is it's been basically 6 months since we launched our first podcast, October 17th,
Yeah.
2019.
It seems like 6 years ago, but
It does. And the reality is we took the last 30 days off. So really
Yeah.
we've only worked on the podcast for 5 months. But we dropped Shane Dover's podcast and how things have changed since that first one.
yeah.
We've changed some camera angles so I don't look as fat as I used to.
Got a new sign here.
Got a new sign that a guy carved, and this is pretty cool. This was a big old oak tree.
Yeah.
That a slat was cut out of it.
My dad had milled up, and
Yeah,
we
had a guy do some routing work, and it looks great. And, you know, that's our emblem, our logo, so to speak,
Yep.
one of them.
Yep.
And but in 6 months, we've met some of the most interesting people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think when we did the first podcast we had any idea the guests that we were going to have.
yeah. It's been a pretty awesome journey so far.
It has been, and you know, I think from Shane and Chris Gayton, they were the first ones, and then Jimbo come along, and then we got to get into the Lanier crowd and some characters like LJ, Harmon, just sit here, and I can just remember laughing, and you know, Jim Farmer talking, lots of them. We brought you Shannon and his knowledge, Shannon Gorman, the fisheries biologist, and a lot of the stuff he kind of brought to light, and we hear terms now that he is, you know, in our circles, you know, relative weight or, you know, bass heavy, stuff like that. So things that 6 months ago we didn't mention.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. But, you know, we just recently had a little milestone on YouTube.
Yep. Got to 1,000 subscribers, which is kind of the reach goal for a lot of YouTube channels.
Yeah, and that's
like,
it. We set out and we said we want to get
actually
1,000.
become a YouTube partner or creator or something like that. So
Yeah,
it's like you're officially part of the club.
We're part of the club, and the cool thing about it is it's been growing, even with us kind of taking a little hiatus. The last 30 days.
Which we really appreciate.
Yeah,
I mean,
we really appreciate it.
Definitely not. It just shows the community that we're I guess I would say we're serving.
Yeah, we serve. That's exactly right, and that's the cool thing with all our guests and everything is we like to bring these people to you, so that whether you're at your computer or in your car on a drive. I had a gentleman send me a message over Facebook the other day that, he said, I need some new podcasts, because he's listening to them in his car.
That's been the tough thing about the last month or so.
Yeah.
It's like I've been wanting to put out new podcasts, but it's been tough.
And that kind of leads into where we're going. There's a reason why we have not put a podcast out. Now, we did have a few guys, cancel when the pandemic first started, and everybody
when they first put the shelter-in-place order. Like, I didn't know what we were supposed to be doing.
Right.
So we canceled a couple.
We did, and that's okay. And they're going to come back, so that's not a big deal. And so, we'd like to tell you that the reason why we haven't put anything out is just because we've been staying at home and stuff. But I'm going to tell you guys, listen, Josh is, he's going to second what I'm saying is we've actually probably worked harder in the last 30 days than we have probably in the last 5 months before that. So I will tell you this, and as we get on into this announcement that we got, I'll explain to you, how an old dog like me has had to learn new tricks and all. It's been tough, guys. It's been really tough. So the main reason...
You had to learn how to use a mouse on a computer?
Listen, guys, I'm telling you right now, there are things that I didn't pay attention to the last 20 years. All right? And how to work a computer and a laptop is one of them.
Yep.
Okay? So I came up through the construction industry, and you just got up every day, you went to work, and that's it. I have learned that there is a lot of things that copy and paste is your friend.
Yep.
All right. Yep. Who knew? I mean, and it's been, those of you that are watching, there's a computer in front of me. And when I first flipped that thing up, it was like trying to learn Latin or a foreign language. I'm like, Josh, what does this do? And what does this do? But there's a reason. There's a reason. What we'd like to announce tonight is that I would guess that by the time people are watching this, it will be up and running. But we have created Fish North Georgia's online store.
Yep.
Okay.
FishNorthGeorgia.com.
FishNorthGeorgia.com. And we are going to be selling products. We have a reason for the products that we sell. Mm-hmm. We have a goal in the products that we are selling and what we want to do. We're not just opening up an online store for the simple sake of making money.
Yeah. Okay.
And a lot of people say, let's open up a store, let's make money. We have a purpose. And since the creation of Fish North Georgia, that purpose, the driving force behind everything we do is what Josh likes to refer to as the why.
Yeah.
As the why. So
and I would say that's to build up the fishing community here in North Georgia. And that goes to the anglers, or the guys that you guys that follow us and listen to our podcasts, and as well as the local companies here.
Yeah, and that's the big thing. Josh just touched on it right there. Local companies. So the goal of our store is to support the bait manufacturers here in North Georgia. Now, we're not going to say that we won't carry some regional products and stuff like that, but our core group will be from North Georgia. And when you go to fishnorthgeorgia.com and you look on the store, you will see a slogan that says, for North Georgia, by North Georgia.
Yep.
And that's one of the big things we want to do. So that store is up and running. By the time you see this, it is up and running. And we're going to talk a little bit.
We got some awesome stuff on there, too.
We got some great stuff on there. And it's a lot of stuff that people up here don't have.
Yeah. One thing I've found in the last 6 months of doing this is that North Georgia has, like, some world-class bait manufacturers.
Yes.
Like right here, like in Dawsonville, and just around North Georgia.
You guys have seen, if you've watched us, that Georgia Blade is just up the road from us, but we're not going to lie to you. It was about 3-4 months in, we figured out that they were right up the road. Yeah. I mean, seriously, not 10 minutes away from our studio here. Yeah. So our eyes have been opened.
Yeah.
And actually, so we want you to go to the store. We want you to check it out. We want you to freely shop. And as always, you can always drop us a line on things you may like to see in the store, or if you got some suggestions, we're all for it. We're just like with our podcast, but we want to kind of talk a little bit about the companies that we are going to be, I'd say, promoting. And we'll start with Georgia Blade, just because they've been a great partner with us. Mike and Pam Shepard, just up the road, Dawsonville.
Yep.
We fish with their products.
Yeah. And they're amazing people too.
That's the cool thing. That's the big thing is. They are amazing.
Yeah. And
if you knew how many times I have sent Miss Pam a text about product codes in the last month, you would understand.
Yeah.
I'm not any good with that either. So but again, we fish with their products.
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing about it. So right now we've got a selection of their products. We will eventually carry their entire line. These fingers only type in so many products so fast, and if we waited on me, the store wouldn't launch until October. Yeah. So I mean,
We'd be doing our 1 year anniversary.
1 year anniversary, and yeah, it'd be awful. But and Josh, he's laughing, but no, it'd be serious. It is the truth. I am getting better.
Yep.
I'm getting ready. But Georgia Blade has been awesome to us, and they've always been ready when we needed to do something for the community, and that's the big thing. And that's why we started with Georgia Blade. We said we got to get them first.
Yeah.
And again, they're on board.
They got some amazing spinnerbaits. They're nighttime spinnerbait.
And that's coming up right now. Nighttime fishing is getting ready to be really hot. So
hopefully the tournaments will kick back up and get in some night tournaments.
That's it. And so, guys, it's a place that you can go from the comfort of your own house, and just browse the selections. But like I said, that Georgia Blade line is getting ready to grow.
Yeah.
So, again, we thank Mike and Pam. Another company that we are going to be promoting is Castleberry.
Yeah.
Now, they're a relatively new company. Bryson Hall runs Castleberry, and, again, we've known him for a couple years.
Yeah, but he makes unbelievable jigs.
Listen, guys, it's like
works of art, basically.
It is, and I have described him to other people as a craftsman, and it is really true because his jigs are handmade. Now, when I say handmade, we are talking about he pours the heads.
Yeah,
he puts the hooks in, he pours the heads. He does the shaving of them and the coloring of them. They use a double cured process that he likes to call shockology.
Yeah.
But
those things in our building in here, we took them and threw them probably 100 feet across the room
on concrete.
On concrete,
Yeah.
like skipping them as hard as we could, and they wouldn't even chip.
See,
He said the one downfall with his company is that, like, you buy one jig, it's going to last you a while until you break it off.
That is, so you just got to buy extra to give to family members and stuff.
But if you don't break it off and get hung in a tree or something, it's going to last you forever.
Yeah, it's going to be your line's fault.
Yeah.
His products are hand tied, wire tied. The skirts are, and they're amazing colors, and he's got some patterns. And one thing that he's doing for us here at Fish North Georgia is he has a bladed jig that he calls the Bangalore, and he has he's got a lot of different colors to choose from, but he has designed with us. We've kind of talked. He designed for us, let's just say, 4 exclusive colors of the Bangalore. You can go on the site and see that. One of them for you Lake Lanier guys, and even you Allatoona guys, but Chattooga, Carter's, all these lakes. I know they say there's no blueback in Allatoona, but okay, maybe there is, maybe there isn't. That's a discussion. But Carter's definitely, Notley, Chattooga. One of the bladed baits is called Injured Herring. It's got a color variation that more represents what happens to a blueback when it gets hurt.
Yeah.
We have a herring bait called the Highlander. So we have a herring bladed jig bait, and then we have the Injured Herring. These are Fish North Georgia exclusive skirts, and you even Castleberry, Bryson will tell you can't go to his site and get them. You got to go through Fish North Georgia. So we got one that's called Southern Slaw, and then Southern Sunfish, which anybody knows what slaw is. It's basically the white, orange, yellow pattern, and then with the Southern Sun, we added a touch of blue to more represent a type of brim or something that's pretty common. But he did those for us.
Yep.
And he did those pretty quick early in the conversation. He goes, we were he goes, I'm going to get you this and you sell it through your store.
Yeah.
So, again, that's a local guy. He is going to be out of Habersham, a local guy who has come to a local company and us, and we're working together to give local anglers just an exclusive product. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Again, that's part of this community building that we like to do. And, again, basically, that's the why we exist for these North Georgia anglers. Lanier Baits. Everybody knows Fruity Worms. If you watch one of our podcasts with Jim Harmon, he is the Drop Shot Jedi. We're going to start off selling his 5-inch finesse worms in his fruity line, his colors that are amazing colors.
Fruity Worms rule.
Fruity Worms rule. The cat is a character.
Yeah.
I mean, just going over there and picking up the baits. But we're going to carry his entire line. And if you're into finesse fishing anywhere in the United States, if you drop shot or finesse fish, he's got these colors that a lot of companies don't have. And they will help you. He knows what he's talking about, and we're going to start carrying his entire line.
My favorite's Sweet Rosie.
Sweet Rosie. Now, he's got some colorful names.
Yeah.
All right, you can't just say that's a pink worm. It is, I don't even know all the names. I can't even say them, but some of them are named after his dog.
Yeah.
We went over there and we met the dog. Is the dog Rosie?
Yeah, he's got Rosie and then Lily.
Is
Blue,
that it?
Blue Lily.
Blue Lily is a color.
Yeah.
So these colors are amazing on Lake Lanier, but for you guys up at, Carter's and Chattooga, Nodeley, Blue Ridge.
Yeah.
If you fish deep, you fish finesse, you need to check out these things. And again, he's got several other options that in the very near future, we're going to have all of them. We got enough to get started with them, and we're going to carry them all, including some of his terminal tackle.
Yeah.
Like that. And then we've got, and this one I really like. I don't know how many of you guys out there know a man named Tim Hamby. But Tim Hamby, first of all, he's a character. Mm-hmm. And second of all, he can make some amazing worms. And his company's...
I hear he's a pretty amazing fisherman, too.
Is he? He'll tell you. Just ask him. So, no, he's a really nice guy. Out of Ackworth.
Yeah.
Softy.
Softy.
I said, Softy lures. You guys have to excuse me. I haven't done this in 30 days. I got to get back in line. Softy lures. And I think, and I might be wrong, but I would probably put our selection of Softy lures against anybody's selection in North Georgia.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's anybody got more variations than we do.
I think we got pretty much everything that he makes.
Yeah, some companies carry a little of this, a little of that, but we've got everything. And what's cool about these worms is they float.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about these, Z-Man stuff built to float and all that, and they cost so much and stuff like that. But, Softy lures, we fished with him before we even approached him.
Yeah.
Again, that's another reason we approached him and Lanier Baits. Harmon, we wanted to fish with their stuff. Mm-hmm. And super nice guy. But, guys, you need to see some of these color selections.
And they come 20 in a pack.
20 in a pack. It's a value.
Yeah, a lot of times you go to buy a pack of worms, it's like 5 in there, and it's still like...
Yeah, some of you guys get that mystery tackle box every once in a while. And you open it up, it's got 2 worms.
Yeah.
And 20 worms to a pack.
Yeah.
And they're really great. And there's some colors, and there's a lot of local anglers that fish Lanier that use his products. They I'm not going to tell you who, but we know your colors now, man. We know what you like to buy. So you guys need to check out Softy. We've got a lot of variations, a lot of colors. And so that's pretty cool as far as the manufacturers of the products. And we've got others that we're talking with right now behind the scenes. I'm not going to announce them until we're 100% sure we've got their products in the store. But I would say there's probably 4 or 5 more companies that we will have shortly.
Yeah.
And what's pretty cool is we've got some out-of-state companies, smaller craft guys that want to sell made-to-order baits and stuff like that. We carry line taming serum from John Adams up in Tennessee. We have scents. And Softy, we got one scent that Softy likes to use.
His secret scent.
His secret scent. We've got a line of scents from...
Can't tell you what it is.
Yeah, we don't know what it is.
We'll have to kill you.
We'd have to kill you. Yeah, we got the line taming serum products that the scents are like coffee and I can't even say it. How do you say that? Anise? Anise? Shad, crawdad. But we've got 5 or 6 flavors. Let's just say flavors of his stuff. So we got a good variety to start the store off with. And I think when you go online and you open it up, you'll be kind of like, whoa, that's a lot. Just hear me say it might not be as impressive, but what you see.
And again, just the goal is just to build up those smaller craftsmen, the local companies here.
What's pretty cool is we got to see, you went to Castleberry, you got to see Bryson pour.
We got footage on our website.
Oh, that's right. And you saw the molds that Tim had to use and went to pouring worms. We've been over there in Mike and Pam's shop and seen the process and stuff like that. So, Lanier Baits, Jim's always talking about, he'll give you the colors if you follow him on Lake Lanier, what I'm using, this and that. So they're great people, and that's the key thing. Mr. Adams in Tennessee, great man. Mm-hmm. So, and we're looking, like I said, we're going to expand this, but the whole purpose of the store, when we want you to go there and sign on, is to see what these guys are building. And we will be adding, and we will be adding, and we will be adding. And so we want to support these guys. When they get stuck in the store, sometimes in some of these stores, they get one little row or 2 rows. They only get so many sections of and we want you to be able to come and just be able to say, I want to look at a company, type it in, and boom, and there's their product selection, and support them guys. And, guys down in Augusta, South Georgia, we know you follow us by the group. A lot of guys out of state. We got a lot of people in Tennessee that like to message us. And
even though Lanier Baits is called Lanier Baits, it works.
It works in California.
Over the
all
world.
Over. Softy. I'm telling you, these softy lures will work. Georgia Blades got the jigs and spinner baits for you, and Castleberry's has got the amazing jigs. They will work anywhere.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool, and we did this with that in mind.
Yeah.
So definitely want you to check out the site. Spend your money locally, but help us do that. And again, if you have suggestions, don't hesitate to ask us or ask us to let us know. Hey, I'd like to see this. Now, one more thing that we'd like to talk about is apparel.
Yeah.
Now, if you knew how many suggestions or how many requests I had for hats over the last,
hats and stickers.
Hats and stickers. So we've got the hats, and you're going to be able to get them in several colors. But we don't have just this kind of hat. We've got a 5-panel hat, visors for you golfers, and teenage boys like my son like to wear the visors. The bucket hats, the LL Cool J bucket hats. We got that. We got some T-shirts.
Yeah.
Back a lot of stuff like that. But
we're gonna have a cool series of all the local lakes around here.
Mm-hmm, we will have eventually every lake possible.
You Yahula guys.
Yeah.
Get you a Yahula shirt.
We have a Yahula shirt coming. Latham, I know we looked at that.
I'm going to be running out for that one.
You go get the Yahula shirt. God bless Yahula is all I got to say. You Dahlonega people. But we love you, Dahlonega John Boat Anglers,
got a bunch
guys.
of 12-inch fish.
That's what it's, the home of the 12-inch fish and the 9.5-pound bass, single. But we are going to have a cool line of shirts that will, we're talking about lakes like Hard Labor we're going to have. And even Lanier, we'll have the big lakes. We'll give the big lakes a little love, but this is more about the smaller guys, the electric-only crowd, the kayakers. We want you to have a shirt to support whatever lake it is you like. Hickory Log in Canton, if that's what you like. Based on the parking lot, everybody in the world is at Latham or Hickory Log that I've seen. But and we'll have a few of those ready tomorrow, or when this releases, and we will be adding those pretty quick like that. So that's a pretty cool thing, and we look to add to that apparel line. So again, you want to support Fish North Georgia, guys. You guys have been asking me for a hat. I'm looking you right in the camera right now. You can go online and order that hat. It come right to your house now like that. So, but we appreciate you guys wanting this stuff, wanting to put our company's name on that. So, about the store, anything else you wanna mention other than it has a very cool video that you did.
Yeah.
If you watch it at the beginning, just kind of watch it through that. It is you were at Castleberry, right?
Yeah. And we got Chris Gayton catching up.
Oh, Chris Gayton. For those of you, that's podcast number 2. And he came back and did a couple of them. We actually got him on camera fighting a fish, so we finally get to see.
6.5 pounder.
6.5 pounder. And what's pretty cool about that is he acts like a kid when he gets it in the boat. And, you've mentioned to me that he said that. What did he say about
seeing the video, he was like, didn't realize just the excitement he has, and it's kind of cool seeing how he actually reacted catching. It's like you can't beat that feeling.
No, you can't.
Catching and
I don't know. I don't know how it feels, but he does. You said he said something like, "If I didn't feel like that, I wouldn't fish no more."
Yeah,
and so that's pretty cool, or however he said it. So, again, we'll wrap up this little section on our store, fishnorthgeorgia.com.
Yeah.
Go on there, get you some of them exclusive Bangalores. I'm telling you, once you see the pictures. Now, Josh did all the pictures. They're amazing on the site. They're great. And that's another reason it took 30 days is because Josh would not allow a picture out until it was perfect. But they're great. The photography's great. Just great products all around and great people that we're dealing with. And we look to grow it, supporting North Georgia.
Yep.
And there are links to the podcast there, and we will be adding a lot of other things to it as we go. So, guys, check us out, fishnorthgeorgia.com. Now, we're going to end this podcast talking a little bit about the podcast. So, that's what we're known for. And, again, we apologize a little bit for the hiatus. But, again, now you understand why. And
It's just the two of us here, so
yeah, that's why.
like we can either keep doing podcast or take a little break and work on a website. And
we did that. It's okay.
Yeah.
It was a good change. And again, I learned so much about the computer in the last 3 weeks that it's amazing.
Yeah.
But the podcast will continue, and we're getting ready to kick them back up. We've got one recorded with, of course, Shannon Gorman, our biologist, where he talks about, I think I mentioned it earlier, the crawfish. Did I mention that earlier? It's been so long since I've done a podcast. It might have been in our pre-show that I was talking about.
Yeah.
Guys, again, listen, I'm out of practice. It's been a month. But we're going to have Shannon Gorman, a podcast we recorded with him over the break, where he took some jigs and basically talked why this jig is this color, where it would work, and why.
That was definitely pretty eye-opening to me.
I thought so. It was great information.
The color of a crawfish is determined by the vegetation in the lake.
Now, did you know that? Did you hear that? Yes. It's not what you just think it's set in stone. There's reasons why a crawfish is the color it is.
Yeah. Certain vegetation will make it be blue and
or the lack of vegetation, stuff like that. So, and it's pretty cool. And for those of you that watch on YouTube, he gets to pick up a jig and say, now this color is this and this color is that. For those of you listening on iTunes, though, the information is still right there and it's good. And it'll make you think, okay, time of year, crawfish, why am I throwing this? Why am I throwing a jig? What am I representing? And so we got that coming up with Shan. And then I want to have a special podcast coming out for you. We had Henry, and I'm going to pronounce it's Cowan, right?
Yeah.
Because I always said Cohen when he was right here, and in that Yankee voice we go Cowan or whatever, from Boston or whatever. And I love Henry. Henry's a great guy. He's the fly fishing striper guy. Is it New York? Yeah, he might get really pissed at me.
You don't want to call him.
Yeah, Boston. I might. Yeah. So anyway, he's a Yankee, and he knows he's a Yankee, but he likes the Georgia Bulldogs. He had an interesting podcast with us, but one of the things he talked about was, and this is to stir the pot, is that he said a spotted bass in Lake Allatoona, if you had a 5-pound spotted bass tied to from Lake Allatoona tied to a 5-pound spotted bass in Lake Lanier, that Allatoona spot would just drag that one from Lanier all over the place. Okay, so, and that kind of stuck with me, and so I decided I'm going to find out why. And my research has led me to some pretty, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a biologist, but just in general reading. So I'm going to have a podcast where I'm going to give you that information, and then you Allatoona and Lanier guys can argue. Y'all can hit in the comments, Danny don't know nothing, or, that information's faulty or whatever, and let you guys argue it. But it's going to be a great, it's just a great little mini cast. We did have a couple of podcasts that were scheduled due to technical difficulties beyond our control, as in a hard drive crashing. We actually lost a couple that we had recorded with Jason Johnson and with Kyle Reeves from ATX Lure Company. They make crappie lures, and he fishes Lake Lanier, and he's got a trail that he's starting. So, unfortunately,
I think they make crappie lures, but
he says crappie. Now, listen, I found out something in this, and I don't know if he'll rehash it. Apparently, everywhere other than the state of Georgia, they call them crappie, or they call them white perch, or he had some freaky name from Louisiana, like Soudafe or hell, I don't even remember it now, but I couldn't say it. It's like some French Cajun word.
Yeah.
Chocolat, or I don't even remember. I should have looked it up when we got online, but only in Georgia do we say crappie.
Yeah.
So I can't help that the rest of the world.
If you tell somebody it's a crappy lure, they might think it's a.
I guess I ain't going to use it now like that. I cannot help it.
That's not a very good lure.
Listen,
it's a pretty crappy one.
We're going to say that North Georgia is the center of the universe, and everybody else is wrong. Okay, so it's crappy. I'm going to argue with that till I'm dead, but he says it's crappie. So that was something that we lost, and it was a great conversation. We'll rehash it. I'm going to actually have them two back in.
Yep.
Jason is going to talk about. We're going to go back over and rehash what it was like trying to live life on the tour and Lake Lanier. We'll talk about Lake Lanier and some of the things he's got. So I'm great friends with Jason, and Kyle, he had some good stuff too. So, and again, I've got roughly 50 people lined up to do podcasts with. We got to get recording back. So hopefully, Governor Kemp says everybody can go back outside and play. and we can get people to come over and not be scared to talk into a microphone.
May not look like it, but we're 6 feet away here.
We're 6 feet away, but we
Abiding
cannot
by the
lie.
rules.
Huh?
Abiding by the rules.
Well, some rules. We're not going to tell you all the rules. We abide by some, but anyway, I mean, and that's it, guys. And so basically, thank you for 6 great months. We look forward to doing this for a long time. We want to bring you the interesting people in North Georgia and in the Southeast. I actually have a couple people from out of state that I've talked to a little bit. Maybe bring them in here. They've said that, when the logistics work right, they'll come in and talk. And we're going to delve down into South Georgia, bring some of them guys up just to kind of get a feel of what's going on. I say South Georgia. Anything below Atlanta to me is South Georgia, but apparently it's Macon South.
Yeah.
So, the Georgia to Macon guys, we'll talk some West Point here in the next 6 months, Oconee, Sinclair, trying to get Hartwell, and of course we're going to cover all these small reservoirs. So we'll get these guys in, and again, we're going to expand the store. And here's another thing too. If you guys know of a bait manufacturer in North Georgia or, in Georgia or the Southeast that you think you'd like to see their products, feel free to, drop us a line on our page, Facebook or Instagram. We get all kinds of messages. A lot of you got my number directly. Text me, One thing that I didn't mention earlier that we did turn back on today, we turned our Twitter back on. So we actually have our Twitter page back up. Now, for those of you that actually did follow us earlier, we think it got deleted. We don't know what happened to it. We can't find it. So we really weren't active on it.
Yeah.
But we have turned it back on. It is Fish North Georgia, but the difference is it's everything else that we do is Fish North Georgia spelled out. The Twitter is Fish North Georgia. That's GA.
Yeah.
So Fish North GA. And so
I think Fish North Georgia was too long for Twitter, so
Something
it works
like
for
that.
every other
Platform,
Instagram
yeah.
and Facebook and YouTube and whatever. So,
it is. So
we did Fish North GA on this one.
This one. And we'll link it to our Instagram and our stuff, and we will have products and interviews and facts. But guys, go give us a follow. It is live too. And you got anything else, my man? I mean, just
I think that's it. I mean, it's again, everything that we're doing is we just want to build up the community here.
because we really do love the guys we're around
Yeah.
and the fishing community. It is pretty cool.
We've met some amazing people in the last 6 months, and
Yeah,
so
got a lot of plans to meet a lot more of them.
yeah.
And we'll
So
get
if you guys see anything that we can do better, anything that you want to see added, any podcast or whatever,
I'm going to keep my shirt on, guys, so don't send that in. That's going to get cut. I'm sure that's going to get cut, but he is true. So anything that we can improve the experience for you, whether it be on the podcast, whether it be on the store, whether it be on one of our social media sites. So it's all about you guys. We've always tried to maintain that it's not about us.
Yeah.
And we'd like to keep it that way.
Yeah.
So other than that, man, I tell you what, I appreciate 6 months of rolling with you like that.
Yep.
It's been a long time coming, and
Got a lot more to go to come.
And I'm gonna give you guys. I'm gonna end this. There's a couple more things that we've got up our sleeves that are in the works that are started. And there's a few guys around that know about it. They're not going to tell you about it. We swore them to secrecy, or we're going to shoot them or something like that. But they'll be coming out too. So we look forward to serving you guys more. We're glad to be back on the podcast. If you can tell, I haven't shut up for 30 minutes straight. I'm so glad to be behind the microphone and not typing. As much as I love Josh, he is terrible to work with when it comes to computers. I'm just kidding. But anyway, so I'm glad we did this. And guys, go check out the store and stay tuned for Shannon's podcast. It should be dropping first next week.
Yep. FishNorthGeorgia.com.
FishNorthGeorgia.com on
And
Twitter
you can-
and on shopping.
Yeah.
I said .com on Twitter like they're listening. I'm terrible.
Yeah. FishNorthGeorgia spelled out.com.
But anyway, guys, we appreciate you guys. We love you guys, and we're glad to be back. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Fish North Georgia podcast. If y'all have any topics or guests you'd like to see in the future, leave it in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button, click that bell so that you'll be notified of any future videos. And don't forget to give us a follow on Facebook and Instagram at Fish North Georgia. And we look forward to seeing you soon.